Make a date with Reverend Dr. Ebenezer Markwei at 6 a.m. from Monday to Saturday on Graphic Online via Facebook and YouTube as he expounds on matters of faith. Graphic Online, truth and accuracy every day.
Hello, this is Reverend Dr. Ebenezer Markwei bringing you matters of faith with Graphic Online. Living Streams International, we meet behind the Trade Fair behind Zenith College at the Life Cathedral in the Zoe Chapel. Our services are from Sunday 7 to 9 a.m. for the first service, and then for the second service 10 to 12. And for midweek services from 6:30 to 8 p.m. in the evenings. Make a date with us and come and enjoy yourself. Today I want to talk about one of my favorite Bible characters, and that is Joseph. And I'm going to talk about the coat against the robes, or the coat versus the robes, your choice. You know, Joseph's life is a very inspirational life for me. It teaches you how you can come from adversity and by the grace of God walk into abundance and prosperity. I'm not only talking about physical cash prosperity, but you prosper in everything that you do. Now, and Joseph's story is a very inspirational one for me because it also teaches me how you can come from the doldrums of the pit and begin to walk on the pedestals in the palace. And for me, that is one big story that I'll never forget. In Genesis chapter 41 from verse 40 to 44. Genesis chapter 41 from verse 40 to 44. Now remember, earlier on in Joseph's life, if you remember, his father had given him a coat of many colors. And that coat was something that, made him braggadocious and all those things. And the first time he told the dream, the second time he bragged with the dream. Made him very braggadocious, and I was walking and said, you know what, the sun, moon, and stars are by before me, check me out. And his coat of many colors was a very, very inspiring one. But then I realized, I looked at it and I said, I don't like this coat of many colors. Why? Because for me, it is like the asra that we have today. You take a patch of this, you patch, and that's it. And for me, I said, no. Because Jews of nobility wear seamless robes, according to Proverbs 31. Jews of nobility also wear seamless robes. According to Jesus, his robes were seamless. That means woven throughout, not patched, woven throughout. And for me, this is me. And I had a problem with that coat of many colors because they were garments of uncertainty. And when I say they were garments of uncertainty, if you remember, when Joseph told his dream, the Bible said his father began to ponder over it. His father began to wonder, what kind of guy is this? First of all, the interpretation the father gave to the dream was wrong. And I pointed out, his father and mother were not going to bow to him. His mother was dead, for goodness sake. But God was talking about Egypt, and God was talking about harvest. The first one was for harvest, and the second one was Egypt. The first one was purpose, and the second one was placement. And now, the Bible says Jacob pondering. So said, let me give him a coat of many colors. And for me, that coat of many colors was a garment of uncertainty. All right, let's go through. Blue is the color of the sky. That's the color for power. The hottest part of the flame is the blue flame. That's what we say. So blue, power. White, purity. Maybe my son is going to be a paragon of virtue. It's going to be a shining light of purity. So white for purity, blue for power, green for verdant pastures, yellow, the color for gold, prosperity, red, the color for redemption, the color of the blood, brown, the color for the earth. That means can mean dominion. And then black, the color of darkness, pitch, that means you can't see, you don't know. And then also purple, the color of royalty. So for me, Jacob was meandering through uncertainties, and I put that maybe this is what he's going to be. I don't know. So let me give him a patchwork of a coat called many colors, or coat of many colors. But you see, sometimes there are things, the Bible says, forever, O Lord, thy word is set in the heavens. There's a certainty about God, and in God's dealings with you, He's never uncertain. So what happened? I personally believe that coat of many colors was a deliberate move of God. It was ripped from the shoulders of Joseph by a deliberate act of God. He says, you can never put uncertainty on what I'm sure about. Why am I saying that it was God who did it? If you remember, when his brothers came to beg him, he said, no, you did not bring me here. It was God who brought me here. And what was God doing? God was ripping the coat of many colors. Why? Because a day was going to come in Joseph's life when he was going to remove from the dungeon of the palace, and Pharaoh was going to give him robes. Pharaoh was going to give him a new identity. Pharaoh is going to give him royalty. Pharaoh is going to give him all the things that comes with it. And the Bible says Pharaoh did not give Joseph just a robe, but he gave him robes. That is plural. He had a coat of many colors, singular, but he was giving robes of different things. Robes. So guess what? God removed the coat in order to bring him robes. God took him through a very painful process in order to give him abundant pleasure. God took him through a painful process in order to set him up in multiple privileges. Sometimes, some of the things that we go through are just divine setups. He's setting us up. And sometimes, when somebody's garment is removed, you walk in shame. And that was what Adam said. I was naked and I was ashamed. So sometimes God will bring you to the table of shame, allow you to sit at the table of shame and let everybody laugh, let everybody mock, let everybody say, that's a sin, that's a sin. But they don't know. He's bringing you to the table of royalty. He's bringing you to the table of power. He's bringing you to the table of pleasant and abundant smiles and joy. So sometimes God allows the coat that men put on us to be removed for us to be given robes of kings. Sometimes God would allow the coats that you wear for men to just strip it. It's okay. But He's setting you up. I've seen some things that are very, very, very interesting for me. I have seen some of our presidents go through, before they became presidents, go through very terrible times. I've seen a David go through a terrible time walking in the wilderness. The Bible said, his bed he was fellowshipping with wild beasts in the wilderness, while stones were his pillows. But all of a sudden, He comes riding in. So sometimes God intentionally brings us to a place so that the coat that men put on us, the coats of uncertainty that men put on us, is going to remove it and put upon us robes of certainty. Because whatever He does, His word stands sure. So you know what? For this moment, lift up your eyes above this unpleasant experience. Look for tomorrow, where you're going to be clothed in robes of splendor. See you later.